Hello, fellow citizens. Vulcamaster here from the hit, award-winning journalism blog, Space Gamer. I'm here today with a special guest, Chris Roberts, the creator and visionary behind Star Citizen and Squadron 42, CEO of Cloud Imperium Games, and the man behind amazing games like Wing Commander and Freelancer. Say hello to everyone, Chris.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on.
Now, I know this interview is a little last minute and sort of makeshift, as you've been fairly busy working on the features planned for the Squadron 42 roadmap recently, and our schedules have been a little bit all over the place, so I haven't exactly been able to convey everything I wanted to talk to you about. But now would be a great time to do so, and also be a good way to show the viewers how we are going to structure this interview. So basically, this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to ask a few simple questions about what you've been doing with yourself, how's life going, and what's been going on with the game. And then I'll ask him some development questions about Star Citizen and most importantly Squadron 42. Afterwards, we're going to put you on the spot, Mr. Wait, can I call you Mr. Roberts, or would you be preferred to be called Chris?
Yeah, call me whatever you want, mate.
All right, Chris Roberts. Now I wanted to ask you, how's life been going? Has last year and the start of this year treated you well?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, just I was really excited. The last Citizen card, just like the enthusiasm from the backers, and yeah, it's just what really amazes me. It's just how into all this people are, and it always gives me such a sense of satisfaction to know that people are still really excited about the project and continue to back it and continue to want to see this vision come alive. Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear, Chris. I guess the same goes for me as well, in terms of enjoyment and whatnot. Just waiting for the release of Squadron 42, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Squadron 42 is it's been quite an evolution, because the way I see it is ultimately it's just it's an interactive movie. It's what I've always wanted to implement, and to see the excitement from the backers who want to be involved in that and want to participate in an interactive movie is something that sort of get me up and going in the morning, really. And everyone in Foundry 42 is so excited to deliver on that. So yeah, we're gonna keep this train going. Yeah, choo choo.
I wanted to congratulate you, Chris. You've raised over $200 million for this project. This game must be fairly future-proofed, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it always was future-proof, because ultimately it's about the design of the vision itself. The vision is it's set in the future, so by default it's future-proof.
Well, you know what they say, Chris. You can never really have enough when it comes to making us backers' dreams come true.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because when we first started this game, we had a set number of ships. So I think it was 17 ships, something like that to begin with, and then we just increased it. And what I really love about it is it gives the backer choice. You want to play this game, you got so many different options to choose from. What do I want to do today? Today I want to put on my boots, I want to get into a ship, but I want that ship to be able to, I don't know, cut some trees. Yep, got a ship just for you to do that. Another guy, he might not like that sort of thing. He might I want a bit of PPU, and I want a bit of this, I want a bit of that. So what do I need? I need an ice cream truck. So all right, you got your ice cream truck, right? Brilliant. And just the options just go on and on and on and give people so much choice. Yeah.
That's amazing, Chris. You really do so much for the backers.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I'm just a giving guy, really. Yeah. I think about back in the day with Wing Commander and what I wanted to achieve with that. So I got my childhood heroes and really, really top list actors and sci-fi heroes, really. And just got to get them out into that universe that everyone's already playing in, and they get to meet them, really. You get to meet them as the character you're playing, so you get to meet your heroes in the story that you're part of. It's amazing, really. Yeah.
Chris, I wanted to ask, how's Sandy and how are the kids, Chris?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, yeah.
That's good. I'm glad everything's going so well for the family.
Yeah.
All right. Enough fooling around, though. Let's get to what everybody wants to hear about, the real Star Citizen questions. Now, so far this year, how's development going? Us backers know there have been some delays, but everybody that's worked in the video gaming industry would understand that completely. You, of all people, would be able to sympathize with that notion, Mr. Industry Legend.
Yeah, so... yeah. It's a bit of a hot topic, really. So, as you know, like, development doesn't always go according to plan, so the game has just sort of become so huge, and like we want to make it the best possible game. So like, unfortunately, we've had to make sacrifices here and there, and like the technology is just like so amazing. Like every time we like get to a certain point, it's like like that flower just doesn't look quite right. So like we got to like just like tweak it a little bit, just like make it a bit more realistic, and just like everyone can see that ray traced leaf and petal and whatever. And like it's like that's good now. So unfortunately, like when you're ray tracing a petal and a leaf, it just it puts the roadmap roadmap puts it back like 6 months, something like that. It was like the backers, they're happy with that because like ultimately they know they're going to get a quality product and they're going to be playing the game they've always dreamed about playing, where they got, ray tracing and, like 4K plants and things like that. Yeah, it's going to be great.
That's interesting to hear, Chris. Squadron 42 was delayed to 2020. On the VentureBeat article written by Dean Takahashi, you were previously interviewed by GamesBeat, where you talked a lot about the development and vision behind Squadron 42. I wanted you to reiterate on what you meant by Squadron being an interactive movie, because some citizens were concerned by these words, and hearing the man behind the project speaking about Squadron 42 will be able to quell these concerns.
Yeah, so there's nothing really to worry about, guys. It's quite simple. When we first had Squadron 42 in mind, it was just going to be like, a linear game, whatever. But now it's not just a game you're playing. You're actually playing a movie. It's great. You get to be the star of your own show. So, like, unlike other games, you are in a movie of a game, but you're playing a game at the same time. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I would show you, but I'm just like not everybody understands my hand movements when I like try to elaborate and explain all this. So try to like use an analogy. So you've got your ice cream in one hand, and you've got your cake in the other hand, and you get to eat them both at the same time. That's Squadron 42. It's great.
That sounds amazing. Honestly, Chris, your response leads me to the next question. When do you think Star Citizen itself and Squadron 42 will be fully released?
Whenever you want it to be. Because, I said back in the days, like Squadron 42, Answer the Call 2016. So it's here, but we're not quite ready yet. And the reason why we're not quite ready yet is like we want to make it the best possible game imaginable. So, like, we could release it, but it's going to be just crap. It's just going to be generic. It's going to be banal. We don't want that. We want a great game. We want great gameplay. And we want that great interactive movie experience, really. So, it's going to be ready when it's ready, yeah. Just, keep checking the roadmap. Yeah, you're going to love it, yeah.
That sounds amazing, Chris. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next set of questions to ease ourselves into some more risque, controversial stuff.
Oh, la la.
Yeah, into the stuff that we're going to be getting into very soon, Chris Roberts. I think a lot of longtime fans would love to know if you still speak to Warren Spector and if you're still working with David for the future of all space sims.
Ah, jeez, man. Like, do we allowed to talk about this? Like, yeah, like, things are going so well.
All right.
Like, just, go to the next question, mate, yeah?
Oh, okay, fine. All right, Chris. Since you didn't really want to speak about that, I guess I'll still ask the next question, which is, do you still play Elite Dangerous? I know there are some Star Citizen fans who play Elite Dangerous, and there are others who will just write off the game immediately because it's not Star Citizen.
All right, okay. You know what? I owe this to my fans, right? But like, I'm gonna let you into a little secret, guys. Yeah. David Raven, he's a hack. All right. He's not like a true creative, visionary genius like I am. He's just a hack. Like, you want pure creativity and like a game that's going to fulfill your dream, go play for Star Citizen, guys. Yeah, you can love it.
All right, Chris. Interesting answer. So, this is for a special someone that sent me an email in preparation for this interview. But this person asked, hold on, let me
Is
bring
this
up the...
person a concierge member?
Yes, they are.
I
Concierge level 50.
Okay, all right. Oh, wow, that's pretty high. Okay,
Yeah. Hold on, I have to pull up the email, Chris. You're gonna have to hold on 1 second. This person asked, how did you meet Sandy, and when did your relationship flourish between each other?
Oh, well, that's an interesting story, really. What happened, I was once scrolling through Pornhub, and there's some interesting things I saw there. You guys should check it out. And I said, like, hi, and she's like, hi. And it's like, yeah, I've got this interesting project. It's like, you want to make a bit of bang, a bit of buck? She was like, yeah. Well, I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. And it just, it flourished from that, really.
That sounds very lovely. Now,
it's, it's a match made in heaven. At least one of them.
well, speaking of your past, how was growing up in Manchester like?
Oh, God. Wait. I'm just going to collect my thoughts on this one, because, like, I had years of therapy on this.
Oh, yeah, no problem, Chris. Take all the time you need.
All right, okay, right. So, even those concierge 50 and above don't know this, only like the inner circle really know this. It's like, I actually based Vandal Space on Manchester. It's like the two are eerily similar. I mean, they're devoid of any civilization. They're very dangerous, and it just makes you want to kill yourself. But, what you go through in life makes you into the person you are. So, I'm grateful for that at least. Wonderful family, great company and everything. And, just I try not to think about, my past too much, because it's just, it's depressing, really.
Interesting answer, Chris Roberts. There are many backers who would agree that Manchester sucks. But that leads to the next question, which is, why do you feel that way about Manchester in truth? Like, what really drives that hatred? And for you to put Manchester as Vandal Space in the game?
It's not really hatred, it's sort of like, accepting reality. So, you got all sorts of realities. You got virtual reality. You got this reality. You got Squadron 42 reality, and then you got the reality of Manchester. It's just it's like parts of Baltimore or Detroit. Just some might argue it's even worse. But like I said, these experiences shape you, they make you, and I wouldn't be the successful visionary I am today if I hadn't grown up there. So I'm grateful for that at least. Because ultimately growing up there made me feel incredibly superior. So, yeah.
It's great that growing up in Manchester really helped your vision and development of Star Citizen, really. I think all us backers can really thank the fact that you grew up in Manchester to create such an amazing, wonderful game, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, my therapist says, like, sort of got, like, this weird Stockholm syndrome going on because I put Foundry 42 practically in Manchester, but, it's like, just coincidence.
Yes, just a coincidence, indeed. Now, I've asked a bunch of, interesting questions, but I think we're going to get into the more controversial stuff.
I thought we already did that.
Well, we're about to get into something a little bit more interesting, and I think you'll enjoy it, Chris, honestly.
Oh, okay. I like enjoyment. I like that, yeah.
Well, there was a hit article on Star Citizen by The Escapist. And they brought up Derek Smart. How do you feel about that man?
Jesus Christ, man. Alright, again. Okay, so there's Concierge level 50. Then there's the Inner Circle. The Avocado. Then there's like an Inner Circle within the Avocado. And then there's an Inner Circle of the Avocado within the Inner Circle of the Avocado. And even they don't know this, but like, Derek Smart is not who you think he is, right? So, no one knows what my handle is in game in Star Citizen, and the reason I did that was to avoid the griefers. But one way I've been able to develop this sort of negative publicity for Star Citizen, because as we all know in the industry, negative publicity is good publicity. Derek Smart is not who you think he is. Some might say there's actually something quite familiar about him. Even something quite, I dare say, Mancunian. So we'll leave it at that then, shall we?
Interesting answer, Chris Roberts.
Yeah.
In fact, it almost seems as if you've implied that you are Derek.
I didn't say anything, did I? There's your words, not mine. Welcome, your words.
All right, well, I'll happily take the backlash if I'm wrong. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll be hearing from my lawyers, mate.
All for the future of Star Citizen, obviously, right? Now, a lot of backers use Spectrum for their daily Star Citizen needs and developer questions and patch notes, and some backers will use programs like Discord or Skype or TeamSpeak. But I wanted to ask Chris, do you use Spectrum on a daily basis, or?
Yeah, totally. For my ironing, for my cooking, for everything really. So Spectrum is basically the best thing since sliced bread, because like Reddit is just it's crap in comparison. So I use Spectrum for everything. It's great because the community and like how helpful they are, and just how welcoming they are, and just how fair and unbiased they are. It's amazing, really.
I also think Spectrum is an amazing program. I use it on a daily basis personally, and this isn't part of the interview, but I just wanted to talk about like just how much I love that program. Like,
wait, did you say you use it on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Like, don't do that. It's not good for you, mate.
But you do?
No, wait. I use it all the time, mate. I didn't say I use it on a daily basis.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm saying that whenever I'm online, I'm 24. Well, relatively speaking, I'm 24/7 on Spectrum because I think it's
Don't use Spectrum like mate. Like you got to use Spectrum responsibly. It's like alcohol, cigarettes. Like you got to be careful with it, mate. You're playing with fire.
Yeah, because sometimes there are trolls on there that like the.
No. The only trolls, they're from outside. They're from jealous people. People play Elite and all that sort of stuff. But you just gotta be careful, mate. You gotta use Spectrum responsibly. You gotta be an adult about these things.
All right, Chris. I understand now. So there have been many modules, right? You had the flight module, hangar module, Star Marine, Arena Commander. I wanted to discuss the Ilphonic situation with Star Marine back in 2015. What happened with that?
So Star Marine actually, it was a bit of a joke, really, because like we were thinking, like, how about we have the pew pew in space, but we also have the pew pew with like people with guns, and like we all get to like pretend we're like playing Call of Duty and things like that. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, like where do we implement that? So we used it as a sort of like a technology test bed, and it just it blew up from that because like people were like, wow, this is like the best shooter I've ever played. And I was like, yeah, you bet your ass it is, because like I designed it. So we just we took it from there, and we realized like we're gonna have all these amazing mechanics and like possibilities in the game. So like Star Marine is just it's amazing. It's only going to get better and better.
Now, Chris, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you didn't exactly discuss Ilphonic. I want to know what happened with that company.
Yeah, I just spoke about it, mate.
All right, Chris, I understand. Now, I wanted to ask the philosophy behind backing Star Citizen with game packages. Is it a pledge? Are you buying the game? Are you buying a ship? Where did you get the idea? Is it completely you? I took a few days just researching, your model, your economy model, right? And I found out that there are some other games that have done very similar ways of pledging and buying, and well, I just wanted to ask, what's the philosophy behind it all, right? Am I buying a game? Am I buying a package? Am I buying ships? What's going on, Chris?
It's quite simple. Like can answer your question with just one word, really. Yeah. And the reason I say yeah is because it's all of it, really. Because like you're buying the game, you're helping fund the project, and you're getting to take part in the PPU. So it's a little bit of everything, really. So as soon as you're back and like you get one of the packages, which you can go on robertspaceindustries.com, right? You basically have access straight away into this amazing world we've got for you. You get to partake in technologies already implemented, and ultimately you're keeping the game going. So, like I said at the beginning, the short answer is yeah.
I'm glad you've been able to address these concerns for many backers. Because,
sure, no problem.
because it really does ease our minds to know that you're working hard on the game, you understand our concerns, it's very open development. I'm glad, you know what, I want to congratulate you, honestly, because your project has been the most open development video game project in the history of mankind, basically.
Yeah, I know, mate. Like, it's like show me a camera of my posterity, like you get to see everything, warts and all.
And I'm just glad you're very respectful of our concerns.
Don't mention it, mate. Yeah.
But I wanted to ask of your opinion on the community. Backers and people have pledged. The people who are always in Spectrum, on the Reddit, discussing your game, and everybody. That's just the community in general. How do you feel about them?
The community. Well, the community are basically what makes the game, aside from me, obviously. So the way I see the community is this: like they're partaking in possibly the greatest privilege since Jesus. And if you take CitizenCon as an example, so like with any great service, you got to pay for it. It doesn't happen by itself. So the community are great, and they took to the announcements made about the live streams, etc. They were amazing about it, really. I mean, I've never seen a community as dedicated, really. I can fart and people will try and bottle it and like sell it on and make dildos and stuff. So it's an incredibly dedicated and imaginative community. So yeah, I'm really really grateful for that. Yeah.
I'm glad you think highly of the community.
Yeah.
As a backer myself, I believe you've done a lot for the community. In fact, I don't think we've done enough for you personally, but you're a very humble guy, so I understand that.
Yeah. Don't worry about that much, mate. Yeah.
I'm glad you understand, though.
Yeah. Now,
I wanted to get into the whole idea of you've talked about this before in other interviews and on ATV and 10 for the Chairman, but
around the verse.
Yep, around the verse. Now, this idea of Star Citizen as a minimum viable product, what does that exactly mean?
It means whatever you want it to mean, mate. So the way I see it is this: so, like, you pledge, you back into the game, and it will happen. But at certain points, we're going to have to come back to you and say, like, this game is not going to pay for itself. So, like, you back a bit more. Like a bit more gets done, and we show you in the roadmap, like we've added this, we've added that. We've added the ray trace petals and leaves and things, and then it one day it just goes poof, and it's there.
That is an amazing answer, Chris Roberts. Now we just hit the 25-minute mark, so I want to ask a few small questions and wrap this interview up. But
I got some some meetings with some potential large backers. So we got to get moving, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted you to address some rumors. Now, obviously, rumors are just rumors, right? But I just wanted to talk about them. Clear the air. Some people have been discussing that Sandy is actually with Aaron.
Where do you hear that from, mate?
Just some...
Wait, no, let me clear the air, right? Okay, because, this really pissed me off. I saw this before, you read all this smut in the papers, and the Reddit, and then Spectrum, and, I just sick and tired of this, okay? I know the kids look like Aaron, that doesn't mean they're Aaron's kids, alright? just because I haven't been sleeping with Sandy in 6 years doesn't mean that Aaron's the father of my children. Okay. All right. So, like, I don't want to hear any more of this. Like, you bring this up again, I'm just like, I'm like straight on the floor. Like, we're never doing an interview. You'll never get a job again, mate. All right. Tell you that right now. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, I am very sorry. I just wanted to clear the air because I want to clear your name.
Yeah,
I don't want no
it's clear,
rumors.
mate. Yeah. Like, what do you want? What an LTI clear air? Just like, enough of that. Next question, mate.
All right. Yes. We'll move on to the next question, and I wanted to talk about just some small stuff. So, like, how do you feel? Okay, so there is a brand new concept in your game, and no other game has ever done it before, and it's called the inner thought system. I wanted to ask, how do you, for backers who don't really understand, how did you make that system? How did you come up with it? Why is it so amazing? Just talk about it.
It's really quite simple, really, because like in any other game, right, you press a button and you get to do what you want to do. So I thought, how about we do that? We just make it much more complicated and more annoying. So, we tinkered around with different concepts, different models, etc. And then we came up with something called the inner thought. It's like, instead of just pressing the button, you press the button and then you got to do all this other shit. And then that time, you get shot, killed, whatever. And it's like, yeah, we got it, because that's just like real life. You hesitate and you got to look around in your mind, which happens automatically. But now you got to press a button to do that. You got to look around. It's like, yeah, wow, we got it. Yeah, guys, let's implement that. How long is that going to set us back, guys? 2 years? No problem. Let's just implement it, and yeah, came with a fantastic system. Yeah, it's great.
That is a good answer, and my idea of the inner thought system is that I think it's an amazing system personally. I think it helps a lot with the game. You can manipulate objects, you can replace batteries. It's an amazing system.
I mean, think about it this way. You pick up a cup, right? You're looking inside the glass, and you're looking at the ice cubes, and you're, twisting your wrist in such a way that it'll probably wrench your hand right off. It's great. Haven't you always wanted to do that in a game? No, you can. It's great.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
And we're going to wrap this interview up with one last question, Chris Roberts. Is this game a scam?
Patricia, can you get security, please, to the office? All right, welcome. You're out. Get out, mate.
No, Chris Roberts, please.
Get out, yeah.
Chris Roberts, no, it was just...
Get out.
People were asking... I had to ask this question, Chris Roberts. You don't understand.
Aaron, you can pick him up now.